Yeah, man. All right, so it's gonna be short. I got bad issues with my phone. It's flickering. Got to give me a new phone. Samsung keep playing with me. They said that the new fold was coming out on the 10th. Then some I seen the 13th. Now I'm looking at the 23rd of this month. I'm like, bruh, y'all make me don't want to get the phone. You keep pushing it back. Some bugs, let me know. I usually don't get the phone when it roll out, but I'm in a situation because I need a new phone. But shout out to the people coming in. It's Friday. I done had this phone for some years now, so it's only right that I'm gonna trade it in. This a Note 20. What's going on, Gold P? So just talking about this. The crazy part is you really I'm up here talking about getting a new phone on Friday payday, and I be always talking about saving your money. But this is the catch. Like I've literally had this phone for so long to the point it's like almost in my best interest to go ahead and get a phone now and I'll be good. So be that as it may, Miss T, what's going on with you? Laura in the building. Shout out as y'all coming in. I'm be able to look at it a little bit. Like I said, my phone's kind of going doing the scratch and sniff, scratching whatever. I dropped it, so the screen is kind of flickering. So I'll be able to see some people's comment as the comments keep coming up. But I was caught in the bind to go ahead and just I'm gonna go because I got the insurance to go ahead and just get another phone. Shay Love, I'm gonna upgrade this phone, and depending on how much they give me, I'd rather either keep this phone and give it to one of the kids, or go ahead and just buy the phone straight out, depending. But I got insurance on it, so I can get the screen fixed, get everything fixed. They just gonna send me a replacement, a refurbished phone anyway. But that's why I just did it with no title, no thumbnail. I usually catch the people with the thumbnail, but Friday, we was talking about freestyle everything. I was talking with my wife and my oldest son, and my oldest son was 24. And the crazy part about him, we're literally talking about being adult. And he was saying that when it come down to it, he literally could have waited a little while to move out, but by choice of other people, just you know, people trying to guide you into stuff, but they're not helping you with the results of it. And I'm saying that for prime example. You looking at, let's say, an uncle or a family member is telling you, Doug, what's going on in the building? Shout out to you. And it's a lot of people that try to teach you to, try to mentor you. But they're bad mentorship themselves. Can't stop what's going on with you in the building. Y'all shout out to everybody. You got your renters. You can check out each other's channels. Oh yeah, I forgot. I'm a YouTuber now, so I gotta tell y'all hit that like. You already subscribed. You in the place to be. But the mentorship from some is not great. Prime example. You know what I'm saying? My parents didn't make it past a certain age to raise me because they died when I was young. But at the same time, not faulting my grandmother for raising me the way she did. She did the best way she could. But she didn't have a lot of the knowledge to push me forward. She tried. If it was something I needed and she knew somebody, she'll reach out to them because that's what the elders did. You know, Self care in the building, Jazzy in the building. What's going on? Self care. What's going on from Jamaica? What's going on with you? But when it come down to it, she only knew so much. You know, even to the point of her, she got a diploma when she was later on, like in her 50s or 60s. I think it was like close to her 60s. She, studied. My brother and them helped her get the GED test, and it It was a lot of stuff she had to remember just to get that GED test so she could say she got it. But at the same time, back in her day, eighth grade was the highest grade within the country unless you went to the city to go to high school. My aunt had the experience of going to high school because she went to the next town over. And then by the time my uncle was born and in the country, there was a high school they built out there. But needless to say, my aunt went to community college, got a certificate. She got her associates in business, communications, and accounting. She went to work for Sears and Roebuck. She taught her kids a lot of the financial stuff. Like her two older kids, people would call them misers because, people who like to save and penny pinch. But her two older kids were a representation of the things that she, not knocking her youngest daughter, which is my cousin, but her two older kids was a representation of how she taught them to save money and deal with money. Like my cousin, he ended up like, I think he's on his 7th year without working. He has like a little business, but far as not going to a physical job and clocking in, I don't know too many people that can not go to a job for 7 years and be okay. For 7 years, literally. This guy didn't go to a job for 7 years. He pretty much has his own little business set up, and Tampa was going on with you. But like I said, not knocking my grandma, she just didn't have that skill for me. You know, Everything I'm learning now is on the fly, self-taught. Like I'm motivating my boys. Like one day I'm gonna do a live, and I'm gonna let y'all hear my boys hear the way I talk to them and get on them about stuff. Me and my brothers, like I tell them, I say, man, when I was y'all age, I was shaking and moving. Man, I was doing some, mischievous things, but at the same time, I was getting to the money. It wasn't no drug selling. No, I was selling candy, but I was, 5 finger discounted, young and crazy, but as I got older, more mature, like that was things that I knew was foolish that I was doing. Even when I sold candy in high school, I went and bought the candy versus stealing it. But at the same time, I always wanted to make money. I always wanted my own business. When I got older, I did all that. Wellness with Frugal Mama was going on. Shout out. And once again, like I said, everybody got wrenches, go into everybody's chat, look at each other's channels, be the judge, make it yourself. We all around here trying to grow our channels. We all around here trying to be positive or to a point being entertaining. So, hey, just check out the channels, man. Get some information. I'm all about the knowledge. But needless to say, I learned more around people. My grandmother taught me a little here and there, and I learned the rest from everybody else. I went out and tried to seek the knowledge. Prime example, my coaches, they pretty much helped me in so many ways to one. Not just being a coach, far as in wrestling and football, but being a man. Told me how to be accountable for myself. At the time, my grandma and granddad, they broke up, they split, and they taught me how to be accountable. Even though my granddad was there every once in a while, because I would literally go work with him. My granddad had his own business. Like, I learned how to weld from him. I always had to step up on certain trades that I can get because my family was in their hands in everything. My brother a jack of all trade, but my older brother's a jack of all trade, but don't never let him touch any of your wires. Like this guy cannot do any type of electric work whatsoever. He touched anything, like he blew up a radio in the car because he crossing wires. He almost burnt the house down one time because he was putting in a light switch and did something, burnt the wall. So like everybody know this guy can do drywall. He's handy with everything. Hey, Temple, this the thing, man. A lot of times we not harping in on our skills, dog. We need to more or less get to the point, being collect. Like I was talking to Alonzo, and we was saying, like, man, bump all this. All of us need to be out here trying to work, get some money. You know, that's why we trying to tell people about these different hustles, these gig apps. You know, trying to get into things to where you can make money. That's all I'm about. Like I literally work so much. My wife was just getting on me. Last night I was supposed to lay some concrete. My brother talked me out of it. I got all the stuff. I was gonna lay the concrete starting at 9 o'clock at night, and I was gonna work to 12, jump back up today, and come to work. And that's a side project I got going on. It's paying me more money than my job. I could have called out because it's literally paying me more money than my job. But at the same time, man, you know, why are we working so hard? You know, and it's going into what I was talking to about my son earlier. I was talking to him about. I said, man, you really, really want Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Mic check. Okay, there you go. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with this. I think it's the screen. Dr. Mark in the building. I see you popped in. I think I'm having an issue with the screen. That's why it's going muting in and out. But yeah, I'm gonna do a video, Jazzy, so you can see the different gig apps that's out there. Roadie, Curry. There's a lot of driving apps that you use. Roadie, a lot of people are doing the Roadie with Home Depot. They pay pretty decent, you know. Especially if you got a car. This one guy, he got $75. He took a Honda Accord and he dropped off three toilets in his Honda Accord for $75, and it went less than 5 miles down the road from the Home Depot. You know, this guy he had got $100 and some dollars, but he dropped off, I think it was like 30 bags of mulch. So you can see what the people are, you know, trying to get delivered, so you can pick from that. You know, they loud and clear. Okay, good. I don't see why Miss QT in the building. I don't see why you don't got a wrench. I need to go back over to my YouTube. They don't switched everything up to where I can't even give people wrenches like I used to no more. But at the same time, shout out to everybody in the building. Literally getting a lot of money, man. It's just these driving jobs. No, you can use a vehicle. Like, okay, that kid, yeah. Miss V, what's going on? Make this go viral in the building. Yeah, you can use just a regular car to do it. Like, there's a medical carrier. That's what I'm getting into now. Doing everything as far as my paperwork. And some of them require you to have a business license because that shows that you're more dedicated to it. Business license, I mean, getting your, what is it? EIN is free. Registering to the state and everything with your LLC is about $150. You can do I think it's called Telebrand. All these little small companies, they help you set up everything for free. You know, they get their little money on the front end with the registering with the state, but a lot of that you can do yourself. But those medical carriers, they make a lot of money. Tampa Creek, she's in the gardening community. She used to do that I think she said when she was in Tennessee, she was making over $2,000 a week. But where she moved now is not moving as much for her to do that. But she's trying to find some other outlets so she can get it over there. And when I find some more videos about it in her area, I'm going to send that to her. You know, I'm always moving, trying to be on the grind, making money. Like, my thing is, and I keep telling people, I want to retire by the time I'm 50 or 55. So I'm doing all the work now so I can relax later. You know, a lot of times, man, we just got to keep moving. And with that, you know, you have situations to where you don't want to max out your job. A lot of people are not taking their work serious. You know, shout out to Big Discussion 76, Dr. Dunbar. He says, you know, I understand you have a 9 to 5, but what are you doing from your 5 to 9? From 5 to 9, when you get off work, what are you doing then? You know, you get your 8 hours of sleep in. Most people get less. Most people get more. But what are you doing after work? After you get those 8 hours in or more at work, what are you doing? There's a lot of side hustles people do that make money. You know, Malika has a crafting that she does on Etsy. Just small crafting, just make money. My cousin got a rotor tool that I got. He literally took the rotor tool. Samantha, what's going on? He literally took a rotor tool and started making like signs with it. And just something as a hobby, you can use that to make money. Not many people paint. I delivered to an artist the other day because I do deliveries. I delivered to an artist. All he do, Bunny Rose in the building. What's going on with you? I delivered to an artist, and he makes Peter the cat, a blue cat, and he just drawed it all different kinds of ways, and it just looks such like little kitty junk. Like he just threw it together, but he shaped the cat like a real long cat, like a Panther. But the way he kind of draws that cat out and make those pictures, he makes so much money on those canvas painting. I'm like, man, just something simple as doing that making money. You know, a lot of hobbies that we do part time or on the side make money. You know, prime example of my wife. I be telling her she got long hair. When I first met her, my wife's hair used to come all the way down to her butt. You know, and she ended up doing something to the hair and it broke off, and now she's growing it back, and it's steady growing back long. So, the pastor was telling her, why don't she just, tell people the products that she used, and mainly she used a lot of castor oil and stuff, and she was like, why don't you sell castor oil? The proof is in the pudding. When somebody see your long hair, they going to want to buy it because they going to want those same results. And it's not like she's doing anything magical, just washing her hair, keeping the castor oil in there, and her hair is growing so long to the point, why not sell this stuff? That's like going to somebody with clear skin and say, this is an Acme solution that clears your skin. When you look at her, you're going to say it really works because you see the proof in her clear skin. Same thing with hair growth. If someone has long hair and they tell you that this hair stuff works, you're going to take account that it works. I ran across a lady who has a YouTube channel, and she shows the process of her hair breaking out, having alopecia, and she was using this stuff in her hair. It started growing. Her customers, she had this one lady, her hair was short in the front from weaving it and I guess putting the glue, whatever they say, and that glue was snatching that hair out the scalp. To the point she started using that stuff, it started back growing. It's like a lot of little side hustles we have, we don't take them serious until actually making money. This one lady, she has her own hair care business that I talked to when I delivered to her. She said, man, I took a leap of faith. I took $40,000 and invested in this business, and it's been keeping me afloat ever since then. Even with the delivery apps. I seen a guy, he started off with a couple of Hondas and Toyotas, ended up building his business up to where he has a luxury car rental brand. Now he's in the market on houses, renting out houses. He'll buy a house and rent the rooms out because people, the mortgage is too high. They call it house hacking. Well, you buy a house and just rent the rooms out. There's people who actually take their living rooms and make them into bedrooms. So the whole house is literally a rooming house. The old people call it rooming houses, but everybody either what they call them now, just roommates and stuff to a degree. But I'm talking about literally so many. I know my phone is gonna be breaking up, but so many people can make easy money doing that. You got a house, rent it out. A lot of people know that the rent rate right now is so expensive. Rent rooms out. If you got a basement that's good enough, rent that basement out. Yeah, I know my phone's gonna be breaking up around this area. Yeah, hopefully you still hear me, but people just don't take advantages of things when it's right in front of them. That's the bad part. We got so many issues that we can avoid if a lot of us just work together. That's like the biggest issue. A lot of people not working together. A lot of people not trusting each other. A lot of people not working with each other. Yeah. like you said, Miss V, starting your YouTube channel, making it a business. A lot of people don't take this, serious. That's why the money doesn't flow like that. You do it part time, you're gonna get part time results. You take it serious, you start working through it, you get the benefits of it. A lot of people take YouTube as a joke or don't take it serious until they realize they can actually make good money doing it. A lot of people take social media, like I literally got to the point where I was making videos on Facebook to Facebook start sending me information to actually start making professional videos to a degree to where I can start making money. Now that they slowing down up and down with the program, they trying to only deal with the people that they done had for a while, but like making so much money, like you make those videos good enough to where so many people jump on them real quick, they'll reach out to you. And that's the point. When you're making stuff that's so entertaining that social media reaches out to you, you're making good money. You're going to make them some money. Because the company won't reach out to you if it doesn't work. Yeah, and that's the thing, Doug. It's a lot of people like that, man. A lot of people. This one lady, if y'all can hear me, I should be back good now. There's a lady doing COVID. Her sister died. She already had 4 kids. Her sister had 3 kids. She just lost her job around the time her sister died. She had to take her sister kids because nobody else could take them. Nobody else wanted them. She wasn't going to leave her sister kids like that, going to the foster care system. So now she got 7 kids, not married, nothing. And, the fathers, they was helping a little bit, but not a lot. And her sister kids, I'm trying to do that at all. Who knows? But at the same time, she literally had to take care of all 7 kids, plus herself made 8. She said, man, I got to budget this thing to the T. Don't you know she started her business being far as budgeting? These budgeting channels, shout out to Wanda Budget and Beyond. Wanda does a good budgeting channel. A lot of budgeting channels that I watched back in the day, Budget With Me, a lot of them have great channels. She literally started a budgeting calendar. She started a booklet. She had the scratchers. She had like the organization for things like far as your paycheck, how it breaks down, a budgeting spending chart. She had everything to the T far as people needed for budgeting. And when it came down to it, she literally started selling and making money on it. Like I'm talking about everything to the T. Like far as investing, she had a chart for investing. Who you investing with? What companies you're investing with? What business are you investing with? Grocery bill. What are you buying? What are the things that you need? What are the things that you want? Things that you can afford. She had charts on everything. Stickers. She had these calendars to where a savings chart. If you round up your money, instead of putting it in Acorn, she rounded it up and put it in her pocket. She did it to a degree. She said, I need every penny to count. And she ended up making a business out of it. She took that check that she got, the stimulus check. She took all those stimulus checks she got, ended up going and buy some organizers, started selling them herself to the point where she was making so much money. She outsourced it to Amazon and made even more money. Even though Amazon takes about 40% or something like that to a degree, but you can't be mad. Or you get 40 and they take 60. If they take 60, you take 40, I wouldn't be mad. You send stuff to Amazon. They ship it out. They hold it. You don't have no inventory at home versus you shipping it out yourself. That's a lot of work. And a lot of people don't realize that Like me right now. Oh yeah, I keep forgetting to, I'm always into everything. Shout out everybody. If you can get a chance today, you know, if you can do it now, great. But chance today, go to Instagram and go to Follow the Money 10. All Follow the Money 10, and that's a clothing company that I'm working with. Family, a family member, me and my brother. We started Follow the Money 10, and with Follow the Money 10, it's gonna be basically just breaking down things about the money. Of course, you're gonna have like the streetwear brand where you have the sayings and stuff like that. What's going on, Omega? But Follow the Money 10, that's the clothing brand I'll be, promoting. Shout out. And, you know, inspiration, man. Just trying to get people more into money more and more. Like my brother took me talking about this on Facebook, um, YouTube, and started saying, I'm gonna make you go more into this by starting a clothing brand. Like he said, man, this is something that you started and I want to help you finish. And hey, I was always into fashion. That was one of the things I wanted to be, was a fashion designer. I wanted to start my own clothing company. And from that, my brother always told me, go into it. I said, man, I just don't have the time. So he's like really kind of forced me into it. Like, I'm going to make you have time for it, because this is one of the things that a lot of jobs do now. It crushes your dreams. The things that we want to do when we go to school, to go to college for, get out, don't even get in that profession because we see that the money's not all the way there now. It's a growth process for you to be in a career for 5 to 10 years to make the money you desire. So you kind of, let go of your dreams and start focusing more on making money. You lose your passion. And, that's one of the things that, a shout out to him, he kind of pushed me back into. Go back into your passion, man. Do what you like. Feel good about it, doing it for free, man. And, like I said, shout out to him. But, when it comes down to it, like I say with a lady that started that organizer and budgeting calendar, she made a multi-million-dollar company. She's pushing, making close to 8 figures doing that company right there. Pushing 8 figures. Yearly making 7 figures off of budgeting. That's like a big business that nobody's really tapping into. And then the crazy part is having a community, man, like nobody's really making communities no more. Shout out to Miss T, how she has the gardening community, and everybody, it's all sorts of communities over there on her channel, but mainly with the gardening community. You have the crafting community. It's so many communities building over there. Shout out to the financial sector with Prez and Lisa J. Stocks. Like a lot of people are really getting into the market on helping with money. There's a channel I watch, Ramit Sethi, I think that's his name, and he had a Netflix special, and he has a book, I Want to Teach You to Be Rich, bestseller. Like I watch this guy on YouTube all the time. The Wealth Twins. There's these 2 twin sisters that have their YouTube channel where they're talking about, making money, being on Wall Street. Shout out to Alonzo. They have their Series 7 license in finance to where they can do trades and, anything as far as in the big financial sector. That's a big license. Alonzo, the All-Star Advisor, talks about it all the time. And a lot of people in finance are trying to push the message, but the entertaining is ranking over the knowledge. That's a lot of times I don't never, have a problem with entertainment, try to get at people, but my thing is this, like, what are you doing all the time? Like, have a point to where you focus more on, the future. You can be entertained anytime. There's nothing wrong, like I said, with entertaining. But when you get to a point in your life, I always say this, I don't want to be that old dude that's just getting by. I don't want to be that guy who's trying to, make it work. There's some things that I can tweak, make better, but I don't want to be that old guy that's trying to make it work at a certain age. Like, I really want more value into life. And a lot of times with that, man, you got to do more for yourself. You got to get to the point of you having a business. Yeah, you got to do to the point where you have a business where you heavily more invested in yourself and doing great. A lot of times, man, people just get by. When we do a lot of stuff, man, we got to have more influence in ourselves. We got to get around more people that can help us and show us how to, get to the next level. A lot of people don't believe in mentorship. A lot of people don't even believe in paying for that mentorship. Everything comes with a cost, man. To the point, how many times we literally think we're gonna get all this stuff for free? You know how many times, like, I've talked to people that took courses, learned this stuff. I like my own life insurance. I went through a course about stock options and life insurance. I'm always, if it's a free course, what's the use in not going to something free? Same rule apply to when you dealing with a lot of lessons. What's the use of not paying? What's the use of not learning the process? What's the use? Even if you got to pay for it, why not? Why not literally pay for your knowledge? $20, $100, you be the judge. But to a point, do your research. Don't get played. I'm about to get ready to jump off of here. I think Miss T finna get ready to go live. Miss T with the T, shout out to her. But when it comes down to it, man, it's a lot of times, man. A lot of kids want to be grown. It's to the point where you being grown, it comes with a cost. A lot of times we get to the point where we want that knowledge to be successful. It comes with a cost. The stuff that we do now shapes our, image and everything for later. Like I say, I want to retire at 50, 55. I can't be sitting here, coming home every day, being on a video game, watching TV all day. That don't look like I want to retire. It look like I want to just keep working till I'm 80. I talked to one of my friends, this guy's about 68. He said, man, if I knew what I knew now, I would have invested more money into my retirement than trying to, just live off of Social Security. This guy, he makes about 4,500. Well, I'm sorry, 3,500 a month. That's more than what most people make every month on their paycheck for his retirement. Don't you know that's still not enough for him? Because the more money you make, the more you spend on your lifestyle. Same thing with this older couple. Now, this is the crazy part. They make money and they're surviving. They doing good. But it's to the point where the guy's wife worked for the state of Texas, and she worked for the State Department. She makes about $7,000 a month. The husband, he retired from I think Ford up there in Detroit. He makes about $5,000 a month. And you notice that the places that they made their money in, they don't stay there no more. Because certain places, you get more money for retirement because of the cost of living. But they end up moving to various different states, and now they settle down south. You literally Talking about $12,000 a month coming into one house. I know a lot of people can appreciate that. 12,000 coming into one house a month. That's a lot of money. A lot of money. But at the same time, what are you gonna do with it if you have it? I'm quite sure they spend a little bit over half of that. A little bit over half of that. So when it comes down to it, man, hey, like I say, you got to focus on your money. You got to focus on yourself. You know, retirement is sneak up on you before you know it. Next thing you know, you're gonna be worried. Like I said, that guy makes 35, and he's still like it's not enough. His wife makes 1,200 combined. They got 47. There's some people living off of 1,200 a month. Just a basic job, house, car, everything. They probably making about close to $3,000 a month. They're living off of, bare bones. I would even say 2,500 a month. But you got them with 45 and the cost of living, because you got to understand, with Medicare and Medicaid, they don't pay all for your medicine. You still got to pay your utilities. If you're not owning, you're going to rent. That goes up every year. But the same thing if you're owning. The mortgage don't go up far as, what you pay a month. But the insurance, property tax, it goes up almost yearly until you get to an age to where you sign them homestead exempts to where they stay the same. They don't go up. You got to get to a certain age the way you can cap off. That's even like this one guy. He went from paying $100. He bought his house in the 1940s. 1930s. He spent $40,000 on that house. $40,000. His house is worth $4 million now. That's with the land included. House and land worth $4 million. He said, look at the inflation on that. Look how much his house is worth. But then you count the value of money. Like, his house the money's not really worth it. Even if he sell that house and get the $4 million, look at all the most expensive stuff he gonna have to deal with. The housing market now, he spent $40,000 on that house. He's selling his house for $4 million. If he want a nice house the way he got now, he's gonna spend upwards of probably more than that. I had a friend. He ended up buying a house for $250,000, sitting on 5 acres, real nice 3-story house with a basement. I think it was like a six bedroom, five bath. No, it was 8 bath. 6 bedroom, 8 bath. Then they had a bathroom for every bedroom, with the guest bathrooms on one on the upstairs, one on the downstairs floor. He didn't have nothing in the basement, but he had the option of building one, and he had the option of building rooms in the basement, then finish the basement. Probably would have had more rooms in the house. But needless to say, he bought that house early 2000s, like for $250,000. He sold his house 2 years ago. Sold his house for $580, somewhere around in there. Pretty much doubled his money and some, and had to pay capital gains tax on it. I told him to invest into some or buy another house. He ended up paying capital gains tax on all that money. But needless to say, hard for him to find another house. Dr. Dunbar was going on big discussions. I was just talking about you earlier. Talking about your 9 to 5 versus your 5 to 9. But, this guy can't even find a house. He couldn't find a house to his liking. The house that he sold, he said, man, if I was to get another house like that, I gotta pay more money because people are not selling like that no more. He said the person that bought my house, they got it at the right time because I was willing to sell. Other houses, he said he looked for houses in that area, same yard, couldn't find in just about every county. That was the steal for him because that's what they had his house appraised for. It was a steal. He tried to find a house with a basement that didn't have steps or a ranch house or something like that. Couldn't find it. That's what he wanted. He wanted to switch out from that 3-story house with the basement, 2-story house with the basement to a ranch. Couldn't find one. All the ranch houses get pulled quick. And if you did want a ranch house, you're paying top dollar because it's a bidding war. A lot of older people want ranch houses, and if they got money, they getting them. So it comes down to it, man. Hey, a lot of times, man, you gotta look at your pockets, look at your money, look what you're spending it on. Hey, I'm telling you, working together with people, getting a budget, trying to find some type of mentorship or friends that you can deal with that help you, man, it says a lot. A lot of times, man, we take this stuff for granted. It says a lot. Literally says a lot. So we got to work together for the greater good. We got to start doing stuff to make things better for ourselves. A lot of people, man, learning curve. They got to get out here and learn how to do this stuff. But I'm finna get ready to jump off here. Shout out, shout out, shout out. You know, like I told my son, man, it's a process. You know, I told you, if you don't learn, life will teach you. That's always been my motto. That's why I try to learn as much as I can, because life is hard. Life don't play fair. Life do not play fair. If you try to get over on life, life will come back to get you. Life do not play fair. People trying to play the odds, the dozens, man, you have a proven system that works. Give it a shot. Don't go out there for the unknown unless you're gonna risk it all. Because going out there for the unknown, it has consequences. You know, there's a lot of people that bet on themselves. Sometimes they lose. They don't win. So needless to say, man, shout out to everybody. You know, get yourself together. You know, like I say, get some organization. Get some groups. You know, I need to get back with Alonzo. We need to build this channel to where we start talking with each other. You know, everybody want money. You know, communicate, man. Like, even with relationship, I hear a lot of forums and stuff where people talk about relationship, men and women. My thing on that is, everything is a choice. You choose who you want to be with. You choose what you want to put up with. You choose what you want to sacrifice and do without or have. Your relationship is a choice. You can't blame nobody but yourself. If you get self together and things don't turn out right, you're good. Because if you're getting yourself together, you're getting your money right. You're getting your position in life together. You know, that's the main thing. If you're a good person, you do the right thing, then it's going to be okay to be alone because you got yourself together. You love you. You know, don't sacrifice a lot of time in dealing with something or dealing with people that's just an opportunist. That's just there for the short game. You know, hey man, you gotta do for you. You know, that's one thing me and my wife we talked about when we first got together. She would always say, I have to look out for myself because if I don't, nobody else will. Shout out to Gold Professor and the 9 laws of self-government. Law number 3, applied selfishness. Sometimes you got to think about yourself. And when I say apply selfishness, because it can be turned on or off. Sometimes you got to be selfish. You got to think about yourself. You can't think about everybody else. You know, you're helping everybody. He doing stuff for everybody. Sometimes you gotta do stuff for you. But with that being said, shout out to everybody. You know what I say when I jump off the hill? Always. We here and we gone. Peace. Peace.